brought to you by WikiVidi Documentaries. The Oh, Hello Show. The Oh, Hello Show is a comedy act created by Americans Nick Kroll and John Mulaney that was popularized on Comedy Central's Kroll Show. The show centers on Gil Faizon and George Street, Geegland, elderly men from the Upper West Side of Manhattan who are known for their turtlenecks, misinformed beliefs, and tendency to say, "oh, hello," in unison. The characters appeared on several shows and in a Broadway play called Oh, Hello that ran for 138 performances at the Lyceum Theatre from September 2016 to January 2017. Origins. Kroll and Mulaney developed Faizon in St. Geegland after watching two men wearing turtlenecks and blazers at the Strand bookstore purchase separate copies of Alan Alda's book Never Have Your Dog Stuffed and Other Things I've Learned. They followed the men into a coffee shop and soon decided to host a comedy show as those characters. In the early 2000s, Faizon and Geegland hosted a weekly show at WikiVidi, a New York comedy club that closed down in 2008. It was during this time that Kroll and Mulaney were able to hone their characters. Roommates George and Gil are in their 70s and have strong New York accents, and they frequently mispronounce common words and names. For example, they refer to Broadway as Bridway, Ashton Kutcher's show Punk'd as Pranked, Johnny Knoxville as Johnny Nashville, and Candid Camera as Candy Camera. They both have shaggy gray hair and beards, wear glasses, and wear baggy clothes for an overall unkempt appearance. They met in Toronto while dodging the Vietnam War, but they did their part for the war effort by fighting with Asians they saw in Canada. They have a dog named Pug Jamati, but he left for an adventure in Saugerties. Both George and Gil have a restraining order from Alan Alda. Gil Faizon. Gil's birth name is Gil Cosby, but he took his wife's last name of Faizon. Faizon has an ex-wife, son, and stepson. He is very proud of being Jewish, especially the illegal Israeli settlements in Palestine, and members of strict Orthodox sects who look at him disdainfully on the bus. He had a bar mitzvah, and his Torah portion was an Archie comic. He suffers from bagel-induced cholesterol. Faizon, who has more of a Brooklyn Jewish accent, often introduces himself as "Charmed, I'm sure." Gil Faizon. He is also a stand-in model for mashed potatoes and other creamed foods. Gil's father reportedly ratted out other Jews during the Holocaust. He auditioned to be the voice of the CBS television network. George Street, Geegland. Geegland was born in Newark, New Jersey, to verbally abusive parents sometime in the mid-1940s. His family is Presbyterian and Dutch from St. Geegland, Van Dutch. In college, he majored in penmanship. Geegland, a former short story professor at the fictitious SUNY Yonkers, is the more aggressive of the two characters. He often yells at others, makes racist comments, and may have raped a student. Geegland's unwritten novel, Rifkin's Dilemma, is about the boyhood of a guy with a fondness for masturbation. He's been married 3 times. All of his wives died the same way on the same staircase. His first wife's name was Inertia Bernstein. He was divorced at the age of 46. Spalding Gray personally disliked him, and he has chapped hands. Kroll Show. The characters of Faizon and St. Geegland were heavily popularized on Kroll's self-titled Comedy Central show, Kroll Show, where they appeared in 11 episodes. They were presented through several different formats, including a variety of sketches, and the prank show Too Much Tuna. As hosts of a public access prank show in which unsuspecting contestants are given tuna fish sandwiches with too much tuna, they usually ruined the prank by telling the contestant that a tuna fish sandwich was coming before the plate of food arrived. Too Much Tuna also carried over to their stage show, Late Night with Seth Meyers. The duo have appeared in character as guests on 2 episodes of Late Night with Seth Meyers, promoting the off-Broadway and Broadway runs of Oh, Hello! Host Seth Meyers is a friend of both Kroll and Mulaney, having previously worked with Mulaney as a writer for Saturday Night Live and Documentary Now. Comedy Bang! Bang! Faizon and St. Geegland have also appeared as guests in a Season 5 episode of Scott Aukerman's IFC show Comedy Bang! Bang! alongside The Lonely Island. During their appearance, they talked about their extensive Broadway background, which includes producing the Cats-inspired show Pugs and You Snooze, You Lose, a musical about the Terry Schiavo case. Conan. Kroll and Mulaney have appeared in character on an episode of Conan O'Brien's TBS talk show Conan. The appearance occurred during O'Brien's week of shows taped from the Apollo Theatre in New York City, which coincided with the run of Oh, Hello! On Broadway. George and Gil appeared during the monologue to give O'Brien a welcome back to New York official basket, consisting of a pre-broken umbrella, a sun-faded photo of Danny Aiello, a cup of 3-week-old watermelon, a copy of Fagin's New York, and a gift certificate to St. Michael's Cemetery. Oh, Hello! On Broadway. Oh, Hello! Premiered as an off-Broadway play on December 1, 2015 and played for several weeks at the Cherry Lane Theatre in New York's Greenwich Village. After the success of this production, Kroll and Mulaney took the show on the road, performing in Chicago, Washington, D.C., Los Angeles, and Boston. Kroll and Mulaney began a 15-week staging of the show on Broadway at the Lyceum Theatre, starting on September 22, 2016, in previews, and on October 10 officially. The show closed on January 22, 2017. A recorded performance of the show featuring Steve Martin as the guest was released by Netflix on June 13, 2017. Thank you for watching. Brought to you by WikiVidi Documentaries. Please like and subscribe below. Please like and subscribe below.